hair and not paying attention. So I'm like, I'll put a hand. Thank you, Callie. So yeah, that's why. But there's a couple of things that are welcome everybody. Welcome Sasha, Julie, Wolfgang, Susanna, Veronica, Ancha, Lisa, Adam, Lynette, Carly, and of course myself. There's and Beth in the background. There's a couple of things that I want to touch on before we dive into some of the things, and obviously whatever you guys want to bring up as well. But so today's topic was going to be around communication, but I just wanted to have a conversation about the new YDS back office. We had a conversation with Mark around it yesterday. Yes, oh no, the day before, and Mark's now realized that what we created isn't going to be as hard for him to code as he intended. So he's hoping to have it done, as in ready for us to start adding content by the end of by the end of the month. So it's about what, 8 days, something like that, about a week. So I just wanted to share my screen with you all to help you see, because we have made some changes. So I just want to help you see what will happen, and bearing in mind that this is just a visual of a website we've created for Mark to build off. Okay, some of you know all about this, but we have made some changes. So as soon as and we're going to use the welcome to the YDS NG Vault as an example, but what I will show you is connected communities, what a lot of this has been built off in regards to the structure. So what you find here is that when you join the connected community, you'll land in this space here where you've got an introduction to who they are, resources, which is basically a welcome video, and then they have different tabs underneath. Okay, and this is the welcome section, and then there's the mind section, there's body, there's ascension and meditation. So imagine what I'd like for you all to do is to see this page of introduction, then NG Vault, which is this page, and then resources, masterclasses, masterminds as tabs. But the home page of YDS for Vault members is this page. So there'll be a welcome video, which I'll go through and I'll say, this is the way to leverage the back office that you've got here. And this is the place you always come to start with. You as a sponsor will be there, which will have your name and social media icons. Then from there, which Annette will probably be really happy for, because she's just been looking for the sponsor, the secret key, your affiliate link will be straight away here for you to copy it and share it. The next thing that will be, and this is in the order of process, they need to go and create their profile. Now, that's obviously the picture, the details. When they click access, it will take them off to this part, this page, where there'll be a video showing them how to create the profile, and they'll be able to go through and do it. The next thing will be for them to join the YDS group. So you don't need to invite anybody. They'll go and do it and answer the questions. The next thing is the YDS team call, which is this call. Okay, I am going to have a conversation with some of the members about maybe doing one at a different time as well, to try and accommodate the different time zones. But the angle will be that this is the call for my whole download line in NG, meaning anybody in your team can come to it. Okay, in your as an NG builder, which is Gold Star membership, that's what it's going to evolve to, or the Vault. Okay, so this is this call right now. So all they need to do is click that button and they'll be on this call. Okay, so you don't need to register for anything they're in. The next thing is resources. So when they click resources, it would take them to this resources page. And you'll know that those of you in the group, which I believe is all of you, we asked for any value that you can add. So we'll create these categories, and any programs or any video you've recorded, whether it's a meditation that Wolfgang or Ancha's created, it can go in the meditation section. What we've looked at so far is mindset, team building, money, mastery, and meditation, I think, is what we've covered so far. So this is where they'll be able to come. And this resource is for free members and both builders and Vault members. So this will all be available for everybody. And then the next line down, so we've got resources. We've then got the YDS masterclasses or masterminds. They just simply click this access button and it would open up the masterclasses page. Now, in here, remember that this is for people in the vault, meaning that people who are, and I'll show you what it will look like, people who are a free member, instead of it looking like this with access, 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 it will actually look like this, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Okay, so we've got rid of all the tutorials because that was just going to slow it down. And every single page in NG is going to have a video explanation of how to use that page. So they don't need to go anywhere else. It's going to be very clear. Now, the abundance game is here. Once again, it will take you to the vision page, the affirmations, everything will be shown how to leverage that and build it. So naturally, for a free member, they have access to create the profile, join the Facebook group, the resources, and the abundance game. That's what they have access to as a free member, as well as the video library training. They need to purchase the quest. They need to upgrade their membership to be on the NG Leaders Masterminds, which is with Mark. We are going to have this in there as a video because Mark created it. But you can see most of the free, and we've kept them all the same. We originally didn't have all the icons, but we've kept them the same so that when they upgrade, they know the way it's laid out. It doesn't change. Okay, so, and it's also for not just for them as the user, which we're all the users as well. Don't neglect we are users of this. It's also so that we as the sponsors we know how it's laid out and we can easily communicate it. So we know that when somebody joins, we go down to panel 3, that's the abundance game. Panel 4 is further growth and so on. So we'll get to familiarize ourselves. MSI builder, team builder, and sales manager, they're just additional things. And then naturally, if somebody wants to contribute their value in the vault, which is the YDS vault, or as an MSI, then that will come through for the process of qualification. But I just wanted to show you that this is how it's going to look. And we have made some edits for it to be created. And all being well, this will definitely be 100% live by the end of August. By the end of July, it will be created, but we've got to put in the video support stuff and the guidance around, and then start to look at what's the emails going to be like and so on for people coming in. But I just wanted to touch base on that. So does anybody have questions around it or concerns or
Martin,
feedback?
Martin,
Could I ask you? Oh. Could I ask you? I mean, does everybody come into this instead of going into the normal one? You know, I mean, going into.
Yeah, everybody, Julie, in YDS will come into this new back office based on their membership. They will still have the icons down the side, but they will not land on this home page that I'm just loading now. They won't go there in the YDS community. Everybody else won't have this right now. Mark will eventually code it in, but this is unique for us. So you all won't be landing on this page. You will all be going to the YDS if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. But
and the new people we bring in is going to be the same. So the new people that come in.
Yeah. So we created a landing page.
Mark. They won't see Mark's things.
They won't see Mark's things, but there's a whole new landing page. So this is the landing page that we've created. So we've worked with, in particular, Ancha, Lisa, Carly, Beth, myself. Who else is there? I know Wolfgang was involved in the beginning in the bit, but I don't know who else there was.
Corey.
Veronica, sorry, and Corey. So we've created this as a new landing page that you will send to people. You can have it personalized with your face and a video if you like. But the whole thing that we're creating here is It's about the Your Desired Success community. That's what you're joining. And we leverage the NG software as a tool to help you. So everything here we explain is all the value you're going to get with the abundance game, the mastermind, the masterclasses. So the angle of it is that people are clear as to what they're going to receive on the outside intellectually. When they come in to Noble Goldman, they can choose the membership here, Vault Builder free, and they can then go and move forward. And it just tells them more about who we are, what to expect, and we collaborate with Noble Goldman and so on. So that's what everybody's going to have access to if they want to use that. Okay.
Martin,
I know, actually, you asked. Yep.
Martin, I think when you showed the Vault, there was still the dark logo on there and not the light one. In the free member section, I saw the new logo. Maybe just double check that.
Sorry, what were you saying?
When you just started off with the page, right on the top.
No.
Yeah, so we've got this is the NG free.
Okay, no, it was for the Vault. I think it was for the Vault.
Yep. Okay. So NG Builder was that, and then there was NG Vault. So you're saying about the dark image at the top?
Yeah, I find this a bit heavy with the dark dark laptop. I think the lighter one would be better. Otherwise, if you've got such a dark, just play around with it. I don't know what the others feel, you know, but that in comparison to the beach one.
Yeah, we can have one going across it. That's not a problem. We can just have one going across.
Better. I think, yeah, consistency across the lot, and you can always add something to the banner if you want to that says Vault, says Builder, says whatever. Okay.
Yeah, so we can. That's obviously if it's just the same one and it just changed the name here to NG Builder or whatever Gold Vault or
I mean, you can even put that in the banner if you want to, but just keep the banner the same.
Yeah, that's a good feedback. Thank you.
Sorry, Beth.
And that's the important thing of feedback, because bearing in mind, Beth and I were looking at this for a long time. So your eyes just go square. Yeah. Anybody else?
Well, I like the look of it.
Yeah, good. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to touch on that's what's being created for us as a group, but also Mark is now, as you will know, is evolving the Vault. So you've got the first section is featured programs, which are coaches in particular. Then it's community groups, and he's going to have team groups. Okay. So what I want to know from everybody here on this call is, do we want to be a community group or a team group?
Community.
Community.
Yeah, I think community.
Yeah. We're bigger than a team. Yeah, we're a community. Yeah, teams are just.
What's the difference?
Same thing. A community, in my perspective, Julie, a community, teams would be part of a community. So we can have teams within our community.
Yep.
But a team restricts who we are. We're bigger than a team. We are a community.
Yep. Good.
And we are going to be a bloody big community. We're way too big to be a team. You have to manage a team. You don't manage a community. That's my perspective.
See, and this is why it's so important to come together, because I looked at it differently. I looked at it from the angle of a community comes together to nurture and support each other, whereas a team has a common goal at the end of it, and they work collaboratively to achieve that goal. So that's why I looked at it from a team, especially with playing sport, versus a community. So I like the angle where you've come from there.
I
totally,
think
100%.
Yeah, I think the team limits it because we are cross-pollinating in our teams beautifully. If I look at Sasha, for example, you know, so it's no, teams is too small. We're bigger than this. We could actually call it the YDS world. Let's start a nation, the YDS nation.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the word nation, because that's what Lloyd and Christo are going with the fungi nation.
Yeah.
They're changing to nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But Mark wants those three categories really. So brilliant. if you know, not everybody's going to always say yes, but I do like what was shared there from Lisa, because I know that there is going to be little teams like Wolfgang, especially, and this is something to be aware of for us in different time zones, as we're building our communities and our teams, so to speak, in different time zones. We're going to have that separation to a point. So the community of YDS is where everyone knows they go and they're a part of. But if you're, and I want everybody to know that this call is to support your team members, irrelevant if they align with whatever. The same as I know that if you're hosting a call, the people that I've brought in can go to your calls. So the idea is we're all supporting each other for a common goal and in a spirit of harmony to get your desired success.
And that's exactly why we're a community, Martin, because a team will only focus on winning their goal. They don't focus on supporting others.
Okay, I raised the hand. Can I ask a question here? Dearest Martin, what would it take to have a German page, a German funnel, provided you get all the words given by us? What are the chances that we can have a German section in there?
So there's a team.
In Noble.
In YDS.
In YDS, yes, in YDS.
Do you mean that the landing page is in German?
For example.
Yeah, so a funnel and a landing page.
In German.
These guys will translate. You don't need to do that. We just want to know if that would be one of the teams within.
Yeah, I know I don't need to do that. Yeah. Hey, nine.
Okay. Yes. You know that word. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's just come back to focus here. The thing is, we are looking for dual speaking people. All right. We are looking for people that at least understand English. And there is an English second language mastermind in the vault coming somewhere around mid-August. Okay. So we are focusing on people that can read English and know how to copy and Google Translate. But if we could have a funnel and a landing page, with the basics, with very much the basics, that would be tremendous. So what would it take?
Carly, can you lower our hand, please?
I can do that.
No, oh, no, fine.
Bearing in mind that the logistics of the current landing page or the new landing page that's going to be there, and sorry, I've only just seen the chat. So I'll just go back to this part. So the logistics of like this, for instance, no, not this one. This is the landing page. So all of this text can be put into German, but what we would need is one of you to translate it and not lay it out with all the images, but lay it out in clear sections of your desired success in German, connect, grow, and like literally space it out exactly like it is, so that Beth can come along and copy and paste it. But bear in mind, if you format this text like this exactly on a document, when Beth uploads it onto the site, it doesn't format like that. So you need to make sure it's spaced out exactly how you want it spaced out on the document. And that way Beth can grab it because she can see how you want it spaced and do it. But every word would need to be just changed into German in this example, or Dutch for Sasha. And we can basically put that forward to Mark. I think whilst he's building right now, it would probably be beneficial for you to do it ASAP. Like, I mean, yesterday. So I can send you a document over a live doc that says YDS German, YDS Dutch, whatever, and you literally transcribe and lay it out exactly the same text wise, and we will look at either creating it that way or say to Mark, hey, duplicate this page, but just to put this text in instead of English. And that way you can, because it's the same coding I would have thought, apart from obviously as in where it goes, but the landing page is the funnel. So bear that in mind. But then the back office, if you want the back office going into bearing in mind that once they get into the back office, Mark isn't going to be changing the site, like the goal software or anything, into German or anything like that anytime soon.
No, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Yeah. But the initial to get that in German will be fine. Susanna, are we on it? I can see a couple of nice. So, okay. Okay. We'll okay. SAP. All right.
I'll send you a link to a document for German, and Sasha, if you want me to send you a link for a document in Dutch, then you ladies, and I'll send you the link to that lander. So you can go and you can see it and you can start transcribing it all, because the sooner Mark gets that, the sooner we have the opportunity to launch live with them together. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yay! Oh, and the same for Wolfgang. Sorry, Wolfgang, what about yourself? Because you're not English speaking as first language.
Well, I'm with the German group.
Yeah.
Oh, so Serbian do you speak German as first language?
I'm from Austria. I'm living in Serbia.
Oh, sorry. Right, yeah. Okay, yeah, German.
I think at the moment, Martin, we're growing. These guys are growing a German community. I don't know, Sasha, whether you're growing a Dutch community or whether they're fitting into the German community, because I think a lot of European.
No, it's a whole different language.
Right.
Dutch, and I waited actually because I didn't know what was happening now, so I thought that I can do a lot of work for it, but if it's not used, then it's a waste. But now I can go on it.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously there's going to be people as they come into the community who are going to say, well, I want it in Italian and I want it in Spanish and so on, but we just work with what we can, knowing that. And the thing, this is where it's really important. What we've created here as a collective with the YDS stuff is going to be implemented across the whole of NG over time. So we're kind of in what's classed as a beta testing phase of how we've created this. So we are a step ahead in regards to this level of value, which already the people on the round table of the NG leaders that follows this call in a couple of hours time, they're all blown away with it and they want it. But Mark's like, no, this is for just Martin's downline, Martin Invest downline for now, and we will code it in for everybody else because they've created this and they've done all the work to bring this together, so they deserve to have it before anybody else, because to do it for the whole platform requires so much more coding than Mark's got the time available to do. And we also need to be aware that when we take Mark away from doing what he needs to do, it slows down the progress for everybody else. So that's why we've been very clear. Like if you've seen the documents or saw the documents I've put together to guide Mark through the whole process, even he's blown away with the guidance through it, because it's literally like, okay, I do this next, rather than, so what do you want, or where do I go next? Because that takes a lot of time and a lot of communication and a lot of eyes going towards the heavens from Beth looking at me as I'm doing it. But the key is that Mark doesn't know, he doesn't understand it. I've got to explain what we see. So sorry, Lisa, you got your hand up, I think.
Yeah, just a quick one. You were talking about, bringing in other languages, and that would be fantastic when that happens. What I would caution in the meantime is there's no point having a community in another language if there are no leaders for that community. So yeah. I would caution that we wait until those leaders self-identify, which they have done with the Germans, And once they self-identify, then we can look at bringing in another language. But at the moment, if you just say to people, oh yes, you can have this language, you can have that language, if we don't have leaders for that community, then that's going to fall apart. So I think it's important that we allow those leaders to self-identify, and then they can build, using your template, they can then translate that into their respective language.
And I had a conversation with Lisa in the week around a few things. So there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes that some of you, well, most of you probably have no idea about what's going on. And some of us may feel like we just want to find the nearest wall to bang our head against it with NG at times, with things that are going on, because things, could be improved and it's not fast enough and things aren't. But then there's also, we live in a world of dichotomy, so there's always positives and negatives. But this is evolving the same as we are as human beings. So one of the things that Lisa had said was, or rather I said to Lisa, from this call, I go on to the NG roundtable call. Now, I've kind of rustled a few feathers, let's just say, because of the way that I communicate. And I'm very direct, and I have got no time for wasting, because when if you know anything about building a big team, it's not about, you haven't got time to be saying, oh, how's your day going? And going through all the pleasantries before you get to the point. It's to the point straight away. So sometimes it's classed as abrupt communication, and some people really disconnect from it. Well, there's a purpose for that call. There has to be an agenda, and it has to be followed. So I go onto that call with your concerns and your ideas and put them forward, and we strategize together on how we can implement that in the fastest way possible, with leaving with action steps. Whereas before I got on that call, it was just like a hangout call each week. And that was where, like, in all fairness and with all due respect, you don't move forward that way. So when we did the YDS roundtable call to get to this point where we are, everybody had tasks to go through. Everybody had to come to the call. We were very clear on, this is your time to share, read from what you've written. So I'd like you to all understand that I'm not coming from this like a dictatorship or negative energy. And if you feel that's the way, it's not the intention. The focus is that what we need to do is allow, and if you imagine like the pyramid, we need to allow the information to come from the bottom and channel up through levels of leadership. And that way, you people are the ears for your team members' concerns that then pass it up to the next level of leaders. And it gets through to me being able to go to the roundtable call and say, these are the concerns, guys. This is what we need to be looking at and how we need to improve it. Now, if people in the community aren't communicating to their leaders, and that's why we've put that call, and there'll probably be another call in there, that's why we've put it in there to say, you do have somewhere to go. If your sponsor or their sponsor isn't active, you have somewhere to go. There is a call, at least 2 calls is going to be the goal every week. And if you're willing to move things around to make them a priority for yourself, if not getting on the NG leaders call with Mark, then you can only turn around and look at yourself and point the finger back at yourself. And remember, when we're pointing the finger, there's 3 pointing back at us. So we have to look and take ownership. But if we create that as a community to give people that opportunity to share and voice their concerns, because the only way we can fix them is if we're aware of them. The only way we can make this better is if we all are clear on the expectations. So we need to communicate this openly and freely. I mean, Wolfgang shared something beautiful. I was listening on the call, Wolfgang, where you were on with Mark early in the morning, but I wasn't on it because I was doing some other things. But Wolfgang shared it so beautifully that he and his wife sat down and had a massive win. A massive win. If you'd like to share it, Wolfgang, I'm totally open. The floor's open to you, brother.
Well, you mean the strategy call? With
your wife, when you spoke with your wife about the
Noble
coming
Goldman.
together and Noble Goldman and stuff, yeah.
Yes, well, it happened last Monday, actually this week. that we sat together and actually had a strategy call, which was a sorting out of. She got interested in what Noble Goldman is, and in this moment it happened that it got clear that I can focus much more on what we are doing here, and she actually got much more focused on what she's doing at home. I mean, for me, it's absolutely amazing that is something what we talked about since the beginning, and what is like, you know, this really clear role play, which is not very attractive, and you cannot say to everybody. But she says, I'm so happy to care about household, children, everything, when this is clear and you care about this outside hunting for the money. And this is just beautiful. This gave me goosebumps, and it's so different. It's so different now since a couple of days. But you cannot do that if it's about this energy must be there, and then you can take it on the hair and do it. But I'm so happy that it happened. It's a complete different focus and energy. So up to now I wasn't focused, but now I'm getting focused.
Thanks for sharing, brother. I appreciate that. That's fantastic to hear. But you see what happens when you come together and you communicate that, and whether you communicate it with yourself or you bring somebody in, especially who's an intimate partner or close people. We shared this on the last call. Expectations. If I put my expectation on what Antje should be doing, she will soon lose interest in Noble Goldman. But if Antje's telling me this is my expectation that I want to receive from Noble Goldman and being a part of YDS, I'm going, okay, I know what Antje's expectation is. I know how I'm able to show up and serve her as the sponsor. Okay, so this is where it's really important to communicate that. Yes, Wolfgang.
I would like to share. I mean, there is one side which is about clear communication, but I have to say, you know, what happened actually bringing us to the point to sitting down together, making me really seeing that there is an interest. That didn't happen because of I'm working with her. That was just because I was working on myself, going to masterminds, focusing for 7 months, masterminding, brought this like out of ghost hands to a point where suddenly that happened.
Yeah, and that I mean, we touched on this in the last call. Just goes to show you the value of filling your own cup, like serving yourself and letting that overflow, and therefore that energy is picked up. Because Wolfgang, in this example, Wolfgang's wife does not want a miserable husband, a husband who's out of alignment, not living with his core values, not growing. She wants to see Wolfgang happy, and naturally, when Wolfgang brings that energy into the home, that affects the children, that affects his wife. That's the beauty of it. So some of us who live on our own, we're to look at self, but the important thing is to know that you're not on your own, because you've got everybody here on the call if you choose to show up. That's the importance of community. That's why we're a community and not a team. Hey, so just be aware, just something to be aware of that, and we have to change ourselves first, absolutely, and let that overflow. But I do want to respect everybody's time and what we had originally dropped in, and I'm going to bring in Adam in a moment, because we mentioned around communicating YDS and NG, and Adam was on a call with Russ, and Adam brought up something really interesting. If you'd like to share it, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. So I was listening to Russ with the introduction of the Vault, and I listened right through that. There was one part that was a moment that sort of dropped for me that he mentions, and it was talking about the contribution over connection. And I think it's I actually replayed it 3 times to listen back to that statement that he made. And paused it and then wrote it out on my pad. And it was something that and I was working on the scripting for tonight's call with for the messengers that we'd send out to potential leads, etc. And thinking about what he said there got me thinking about how we could use the power of that particular statement in our messaging to potential leads. Because I think everyone at the moment, if we just talk about Facebook for a minute, is becoming somewhat disconnected by trying to be connected. And everyone is trying to connect with something or someone. And I think that the contribution part has a powerful part to play in getting people to look at NG and YDS from another platform that they can become involved in, or community to be involved in, that's an alternative to Facebook, as Russ sort of mentions. And I think there's power in that statement that and I think when we look at our scripting around this with the messaging that we put out to people, that we are all on the same page communicating that message, because I think then there's power within the brand and the marketing of that we're all communicating that particular message. Not to say that everyone has to be scripted the same, because everyone has their own style of how they want to communicate to their leads and their and how they come across in conversation anyway. But I think there's power in that contribution over connection. Is there anything else there, Martin?
Beautiful. No, well, when Adam actually said it in a voice message to me, I kind of was like, hang on a minute, because connection's one of my highest values. And even though we are collaborating and we are connecting, I was like, this isn't making sense to me. But then I listened and realized that what the actual point was that people think they're connected on social media and they're not. Whereas what we're doing here is truly giving some people a platform, which that's all Facebook is a platform, to not only connect, but collaborate and contribute as well as receive. And you are seen and heard. You are of value. You know, you think, and I was actually, when I was writing out my stuff before, I think I'd heard this from Russ. You're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn, you're a leaf on a tree surrounded by thousands of other leaves. How are you even seen? How is that single individual leaf seen and heard the value you provide? Whereas in NG, you're given that opportunity to be heard, to shine.
I had this thought today. Sorry, Martin, to cut you off. It was just something come to me.
No, go.
But I had this thought today about Facebook when I was driving home. I had 3 hours to think about this whole topic tonight, it's quite funny that we're all of us here tonight, and everyone that's on Facebook is working for one person, and that's Mark Zuckerberg, because he's created a platform that we all create the content that he gets all off us for nothing, apart from the businesses that pay or anyone else that pays for advertising. So he's created an incredible platform. And I was thinking that I should actually send him an invoice for my hours worked each week, which would probably, maybe $2,500 a week. But we're all creating this content for a platform. So, and I think that's where the power in what we have here and the opportunity with NG is that we have that content that we can create, but we also have the power in being able to contribute to then forward onto other people to achieve their desired success, which comes back to the power of the community.
So okay, Ansha, calm down. I'm getting there. We're getting there. I'm just sharing that. So, Lisa, so with that then, who would like to, and it's not homework, it's growth work, who would like to share their messages or their email or whatever it would be, because it's going to be really good to hear different views and sides. So what I'd encourage you to do to respect everyone's time is to just read what you'd send, maybe set the scenario. This is a person you're connected to or somebody you've met, like a friend or an acquaintance, and then say what you'd send them to give us an idea of how you'd communicate it. Who would like to start?
You ready? I can start. Okay.
And remember, everybody else, we have the opportunity to take notes. There'll be key words that stand out to you, and that's what you want to be picking up on, and then sharing it for yourself when you get the
all right. I would say later. Because of the time, we start with the messages. All right, because I will be mostly now targeting the people in my Facebook friends list that I actually don't know, which are actually kind of strangers. So I wrote, "Hey stranger." Okay, obviously fill in the missing name, Thanks for connecting with me. I'm curious how I can assist you to share your XYZ I peep around in their profile with a wider audience. Part of my toolbox as a consciousness elevator is to offer people like you a platform to be seen and heard, receive and share value, put contributions above empty connections. If this is something that appeals to you, let me know and I'm happy to be of service. That is a message, Messenger, Facebook to somebody that I'm connected with, but not really know.
Martin, can I push her to do her the emails, because
Okay.
I listened to it and I just thought this is pure genius. So what I've done is I've taken hers and I've edited it, or am editing around to make it more personal to me.
All right.
But I would just listen to this and I didn't realize that it was something that she had done. I was going to say, where did you get that from? Until she went through. So just
right.
listen to this.
Okay, here's my stranger email. Hi, stranger. Today, I would like to present to you a new concept of self and business development based on Napoleon Hill's success principles. This platform is a space to be seen and heard, to give and receive value, a new form of social media that values contribution over connection. I was also listening to Russ. Where would your life take you if you can combine your personal growth with a state-of-the-art turnkey business model? Where would you personally be when you have the possibility of multiple weekly live calls to attend, seeking answers to questions or go over recorded content and then discuss it in a live Zoom meeting with the author? Your monthly $100 membership not only grants you access to one coach, therapist, and entrepreneur. You can pick and choose from many different experts in their field in a way that is right for you now. Think Netflix for coaching and personal development. No commitment to an expensive course with someone you don't know. No big monthly fees. In fact, you bring 2 new members and your membership is paid for. 75% commission paid over 3 tiers, turnkey business model, or just use it for yourself. Choice is yours. New content coming in constantly from international experts, which is available to you at once. The free membership option allows you access to multiple masterminds and offers Think and Grow Rich software. That in itself is of immense value to keep you focused and productive, making daily success habits fun and breeze. Interested? You gain access by invitation only. Therefore, let's connect or get your secret key to Noble Goldman Vault right away. Calendly link, Vault link, the Vault calendar, which is coming out. Hugs, kisses, goodbye. That's my email to a stranger.
Wow. Awesome work, Antje. Just out of curiosity though, is that a stranger as the first communication or after they've said they're interested to learn more?
I would almost, I don't know, I haven't thought that far. I would almost say it's a first one.
So it's a second.
Although I asked myself, where do I get the email of a total stranger? So it is probably some of the second one. That's why I would actually now focus on the messages, because I've got way more strangers in Facebook with messages, but then maybe interested, maybe I would then actually kind of send them a type like that email. I'm not quite sure yet, you know, but it's just the wording to get out and get over myself of putting it out to somebody that I don't know, because that is a blockage, you know. I said, I don't know this person, you know.
Yeah. So one of the things that Russ had said was most of us will just, especially bearing in mind Russ is coming from a network marketing background, of when you join a network marketing company, for those of you who don't know, they tell you to write out a list, and all you do is, and they often call it the hit list, and you go and hit these people up. Well, no one wants to be hit. Nobody wants to know they're on a hit list. So
I don't want to be a hit man.
Yeah, exactly. So the focus there is that you're not really building any form of connection. This isn't me to answer. This is about the list. You're not building a form of connection. You're treating people as a sale in your business. So look at the, like you said, you were looking on the profile, you're going through it. But the one thing I'd say is you've been totally transparent through that throughout. But if we're looking at that as a first message, even though Antje said I haven't got the email address yet, just be aware that too much can be overpowering. And what people are looking at is constantly is, what's this going to cost me? Remember, they're always looking at the negative defense is, how much is this going to cost? And they're looking for that. They're scanning and they go $100 and go, I knew it. They're just trying to sell me something. Whereas the value of what Antje spoke about and said, is this something you'd like to learn more about or have a look at? Remember that, and this is just something to be aware of as well for you once we launch YDS. Nobody can choose to buy the Vault membership or Gold Star stroke NG Builder without opening a free account first. And the reason for that is they have to verify their email address before they're charged, because if they were charged then and they couldn't access the NG or the YDS community thing, they would say it's a pyramid scheme, they've been robbed. So everyone has to open that free account. So just bear that in mind with your communication. But I love the way you worded it. And you really highlighted some things that I realized that I missed. So thank you, Antje. And thanks for pushing her as well.
I think the other one, and like altogether, she just went through them and it was like, wow, okay. So I think I was surprised she picked that one and not the friend one. But yeah, you made an interesting point there, Martin. And my first messages, I haven't got to doing the emails yet, but my messages are always about connection. So for friends, it's, hey, what are you up to these days? I'd love to catch up, to find out what you're up to and doing what you've been doing and what you're working on. And if it's somebody that a cold lead, it's thanks for connecting. I see from your profile we have XYZ in common. I'd love to jump on a call to get to know you better and find out what you're working on. So those will be the start. I won't even look at anything else till then. Then the second one would be, wow, that sounds awesome, or ooh, sounds like you could do with some support, depending on what they respond with. So insert something relatable here. I've come across a treasure chest of resources that I think just might help you. In a nutshell, and this is taken from Antje, in a nutshell, it's a community of like-minded people who are collaborating by utilizing the power of masterminding and live interactive classes. And we need to stress that because there's live sitting in an office streaming into something, and there is interactive, which is our Zoom calls. And I think we don't promote that enough, as well as recorded content. So then I would put something, so Antje's was, so far I've received tremendous value and I feel it's another way for you to grow and possibly offer your XYZ to a wider audience. I'd put insert something relevant to the previous conversation. So what I put here is based on the previous conversation. So any template I create, it's not a hit send template. It's an edit template, but it's got the bones of it. But we have to build those relationships and we have to work for that. And just quickly for anybody coming, the moderators, as we're bringing them into the training, this is what I put for the group. Hey, I'm a moderator for the whatever group it is, and I want to welcome you to the group, which is part of our wider community. You're clearly keen to develop yourself, comment on Facebook profiles, something they've posted, and masterminds are easily one of the best ways to move forward. We have a great range of masterminds and masterclasses covering a wide range of topics. It's a double range, including, of course, and insert something relevant to the group that they're in. So it's got to be something that is relevant to what, because we've got a variety of groups there. Here's your invitation to join us. It's free, so I look forward to seeing you on the inside and introducing you to some awesome people who are keen to help you achieve your desired success. Insert the link for the funnel here. Let's connect once you're in so I can help you get started. Maybe this Thursday at 3 o'clock. I took that from Antje. But, yeah, good. So and just very quickly, I mentioned on the pitch one, for somebody who's trying to pitch me, when we get all these marketing people and these coaches want us to join their communities and whatever. Hey, gorgeous, thanks for your message or for connecting. You sound like someone I'd love to collaborate with. I'm looking for innovative visionaries who want to contribute to making the world a better place by sharing their skills with others. And I see on your profile that you certainly fit the bill. Part of my toolbox as the Mindset Alchemist is to offer people like you a platform to be seen and heard, receive and share value, and put contributions above empty connections. If this is something that appeals to you, let me know and I'll be happy to be of service. So like I said, I finished it from Antje's stuff.
We're working together, success partners.
Well, you're in the same vicinity and your transmitters and receivers, so I'm not surprised they sound alike.
Exactly. One thing I want to just stress here for everyone, do not use a template, all right? Well, if you send it out on ActiveCampaign, use it, all right? But then make sure that you repeat something that you constantly say to the people. And if you modify it, the difference is 1,000% if you use your prospects, your connections, words, and repeat them back to you. It has from psychological, you know, it's a whole list, but use your clients, prospects, team members' words. It is immensely important. Yeah. Why? Because it shows that they are heard and seen. It's not a hello, filling your missing name. You know, I'm so sick and tired of this. If they mention a word, you know, if they mention it 2-3 times, start making notes. Very important. Start making notes so that you know what has been said in the previous conversation. That is gold. That is platinum. That is above. You know, and then use that words. You put 1 or 2 or 3 in, what happens, you fire up their neurological systems. Is this interesting? Can I trust this person? Will this solve my problem? Yes, yes, yes. You know, so important.
Yeah, great share from both of you, and then that share. And I just also want to touch on, and I mentioned this to Lisa on the call that we had. Please, everyone, take a moment to just intellectually understand this. The Vault is not going to grow through just coaches. The Vault is going to grow through users. So when I shared my desire last week on the call, and I said I will have by the end of the year 2,400 frontline members in the Vault, 2,350 are users. They aren't coaches, because coaches in many cases will come in for what they can give and may not focus much on what they can receive. Okay, not in every case, but many will just come and go, I can put my stuff in here and I can leverage. But without users coming on to receive, who's going onto the calls? Because a lot of you facilitate calls. I can't get onto them all the time because I have a small window of opportunity to do what I'm doing. I want to come on, but a lot of the time I just can't get on because of the time stuff. So it's really important to be aware of that. So just think about, especially I encourage you to not look at it from disempowering and going, well, you know, so-and-so is really, like Russ is really connected. It's all right for him because he's got loads of coaches to talk to who have a big network behind them to bring it in. It's like, do you know what? The people who aren't connected like that often can build the largest teams if they desire to and are clear and they just start communicating it.
If you've got a shop, it doesn't matter how well stocked it is or how well staffed it is. If you don't have any clients, you're out of business. Mm-hmm. You know, so the coaches are the staff in your shop. But if we don't have customers coming in, then we have to lay off the staff. Right? So we really need those customers who don't want to necessarily grow. They don't even want to grow a team. They just want the value. And we got 4 new classes have gone in this week. And by the way, our very own Anchor is, she's got a new mastermind starting on Monday with ActiveCampaign, Introduction to ActiveCampaign. We've sort of mentioned this slightly. So anybody who wants to learn about that, the mastermind is the one to go.
Brilliant. Thank you. Is there anybody else that'd like to share? I know Wolfgang wanted to share some afterwards, but just around this topic before we move on. Susanna.
You're muted.
I did it first for me in German, and then in English. I can read it, but it's not so outfiled. But I had the idea to begin on the floor, and I will speak to friends, peoples, and knowing one to invite them in the 30-day quest. And there I wrote a not so very unfiled, but I can read it a little. It's more like, in business, we often look too much at our business and the right strategy and selling and forget the most important factor, which is more decisive, keine Ahnung, for success than the best strategy, namely our person. Being in harmony with ourselves, working, and then I had wrote in another things, and then I wrote my own experience with the 30-day quest and offered them, and then somebody, yes. I want to tell you more about it. Think it might be interesting for you to actually, it what we all should have done in school. And the best thing is that it doesn't cost the earth, not even 30 euros for 30 days. The time required is manageable. Watch a short video about 10 minutes every day, ideally in the morning. Fill in a log sheet in the evening, and we meet online once a week. There, of course, in instructional PDF and Facebook or Telegram group. It's the best we talk on the phone or Zoom, where I tell you what it did for me and see what it can do for you. And so, PS, when this 30-day quest, there is also the possibility to train your joy and come into the flow muscles live with me twice a week without additional costs. I will tell you personally how this works.
Good work, Susanna. Good work. Fantastic.
Yes.
I think that's awesome. Absolutely awesome to bring it back to the people. And Lisa is starting another 30-day quest on
4th of August. Okay. And I don't know, just very quickly, if you guys realize that even the $30 now is 3-tier. This is an incredible opportunity to bring people in and make money at a very, very base level. It seriously is. It's opened up a whole new opportunity.
I just like Susanna. I think that was fabulous, and it was a real personal touch. I liked it very much.
Thank you.
It's not all about business and coaching. I agree, and you know, the power of this is that people become really they just become a community and helping each other, which I think is fabulous. I liked it. Thank you.
Thank you. And there I can, and then therefore it's so necessary. I'm so appreciated if we have a landing page and a welcome page in German, because there is more connection. And when they are more than the 30 days, they jump in the English version and all that good. But I want also get the lower people like me.
And I can say that Susanna has done a tremendous job translating pretty much the German quest, the English, the 30-day quest. They listen to English, and she's got basically the gist of the videos translated with a little insert in German. So we're basically running that in German. So that is a super, super way of bringing them in. It's awesome.
Let's tap into all the tools we've got. We've got so freaking many. Let's use them.
Yeah, there's and I've Antje said, can we have a doc where people can share, and then we can go and access that and learn and communicate more around it. So that doc's already created. It will be posted at the end of this call for you to start putting in your name and your message, whatever it would be, email, and just give people that direction. As always, you know what you're saying, you know the people you're talking to, but we don't. So just create the scenario a bit so we understand, and then and share. And naturally, the angle of it is that the reason why I say put your name is that, for instance, if I don't understand what Lynette's saying, I can reach out and say, hey, Lynette, can you expand a bit here? So as I said, when Adam sent me through that voice message, I was like, what? No way. And then I continued to listen and I went, ah. But if he hadn't expanded on it, I would have gone, hey, Adam, I need to know more because this doesn't align with where I'm at. And that's that thing of being open to find out, because there's always more depth to a lot of things. But the key is, as Antje said earlier on, especially with the great thing about social media, and if you speak to anybody in HR, they'll tell you this big time. When they've got a new person who's applied for a role or coming to site or anything like that, they are looking on social media to see and learn about this person. And they know more about that person before that person arrives and they've actually physically met them, based on social media. So that's the power of it. So we can get a good feeling for people in regards to, do we want to be around these people? You know, and the crypto is usually I'm not tarnishing everybody with this, but cryptos are usually a good one for finding out where people are at. And you look at the pictures, and I had a guy today just hitting me up, and I was like, and I just got to the point where I said, like, what's the purpose for connecting with me? What's your intention? What was it you saw on my profile that made you think I need to reach out to Martin? And all he did was talk about this platform and how I needed to be on it and everything, how it worked. And I went, no, mate, just go back to what I said. What is it that you see a value to me for us to be connected and to be in the platform? And all he did was talk about the platform again. And I said, final question, do you value money over relationships? And I haven't heard back from him. Because the reality of it is I'm not interested in being with people who only value money, because you clearly have not done any work around human development and your own development. So I wasn't being rude, because my angle was going to be where Lisa said and shifting it around. But if he doesn't come back, it's of no loss, because he was just trying to recruit me into something that was of no value to me, because it was just money, money, money. And I'm like, you know what? I've got something that serves me and fills my cup, and I can earn money from it. But it isn't about the money. It's about the service and the value. So just be aware of that when you're having these conversations and you're looking at people, because sometimes it can seem attractive, but the real value from those people, you need to, you also want to be surrounding yourself with a community of people that when you step into that community, you're really excited to be around and surrounded by these people and learn from them. You don't want to be stepping into a community, and I know this through team building, where you go, oh, I really don't want to be on this. You literally want to be sucked in to the great value. And that's why, and knowing that everybody's different and on a different path, but I know for a fact that everybody on this call right now is consciously aware of their own growth and helping other people. So Wolfgang, I know you wanted to share, brother.
Is it possible?
Yes, absolutely, mate.
Okay, I just wanted to share an experience from yesterday, which is actually hitting into two pieces which were today. Like the one side is we need customers, like people who are just using the platform. And the other thing was how to enroll. I found myself with the breathing people yesterday. I was having breathing clients, and they want to continue. And I will bring the Worldwide Breathing Circle next month into the Vault. And I was thinking about how can I combine that all. And I was actually not enrolling into Noble Goldman, but into the Vault, offering my service, seeing my service is more than $100. Because if they join a breathing for $100 each for 4 times, it's $400 a month. So I was sharing with them what the Vault is, with all the value which is beside. So I'm actually starting to enroll into the Vault and not in NG. And there is, And they don't need to join and create teams. They just come in and use the service, whatever is there. And it was very interesting. They just recently happened to become comfortable with that, because up to now it was like obligation. You come in NG and you have to start, you have to become someone who creates a team. It's really not necessary. It's an option if you feel you want to work with a person, but if you don't feel, you just get a customer, you just get a person who uses the service, and it's both equally right.
Yeah, great share there, Wolfgang. And that's something for us to all look at in regards to those of us who are confident in what we can provide as an offering to people, and say to them there, you can either pay, as Wolfgang said, $100 per session, which is $400 for the month, or you can get this value for $100 as well as the value that everybody else provides in the system. And naturally a customer is going to turn around to Wolfgang and say, no brainer. I'll join this vault because they've got access to Wolfgang. That's what you've just said, brother, isn't it? If I heard you right.
And this is a really important part, Martin, and it's something that's been overlooked in the attempt to bring coaches in. Is, oh, you're going to be exposed to a new database, and you can build your client base. But the primary purpose of this is to bring your clients into the vault. That's why I've got so many of my programs in the vault. If they want to work with me now, they work with me in the vault. Whether it's just as Wolfgang said, whether it's just as a client, or they come in and then they decide they want to grow. But that's how it's for us to bring our clients in as clients. If you're a coach, don't come in as a coach and expecting, oh yeah, I'm going to have access to all these people, because that's, yes, you will do, but that's not what it's about. Yeah, it's about bringing your people in and exposing them to other people. And then other people are bringing their people in and exposing them to you. That's how you grow your database. Okay, I think that's been overlooked from what I've heard talking to a lot of people, is they've come in purely to tap into the database that's already there.
And Russ, these were the words from Russ from one of his calls about it's all your vault. If you're a presenter in the vault, your job isn't to promote you. Your job is to promote the vault. You get paid for promoting the value of others. It's simple, and you win, everybody wins.
Yeah.
So like Lisa does this exceptionally well. She posts about the masterclasses and masterminds on that day in the vault. So it's not, and please understand this, or choose to be open to this rather. You don't, there's a saying of, you don't eat an elephant all at once. It's bit by bit. So the information that we're sharing, some of us will be in like thrilled by it or enthralled by it, and some of us will be like, oh, that's a lot. And all we have to do is go, hey, what is the one thing that I got from the call today that I can look at implementing? Okay, what is the one thing that I see, Wolfgang? What is the one thing that I can take away and choose to implement? And that could be having a look at how you want to communicate. It could be looking at it and going, okay, so this is actually going to be a whole new back office system that's going to help me. I can now start to look forward to this being an easier process. I can relax more. I don't have to stress about it. No, but the key is that if you're feeling in misalignment with regards to anything in NG or this community, if you don't voice it, we can't help you get over this hurdle. And that's why the YDS community is there. That's why you're in the Gold Star Vault YDS chat messenger. We're here to support each other. But if you don't voice it, we can't help you. Okay, so a lot of these calls where I said last week, I really want to amplify the level so that we are striving on a higher level to go and achieve, which means the communication has to rise. The topics are going to get a lot higher. It doesn't mean that you're getting left behind. It just means you're going to take from it what you need at that time and work on it. And if you come to the call and say, hey, or you're on this call and it doesn't make sense, you go away and you think about something and go, hey, I need further clarity or further help around this. We're able to provide that. We're able to guide you maybe to somebody who can help you in that space. And what I've found with quite a few people who've reached out to me, I've gone back and said, have you gone through the goal setting stuff? Have you gone through the life purpose stuff in the beginning? And practically everybody has said no. And I'm like, well, how many times do I have to say this to you before you start doing it? You can't expect things to change if you don't change your practices each day. Nothing's going to change. You're on a hamster wheel. So it's to look at it and go, okay, it's not to disempower, it's to look at it and go, okay, these are the things that I need to change today. And I guarantee you, when you choose to take action, you're actually filling your own cup. You're giving yourself self-love and your vibration rises. And that's where, like we said in the last call, you start to meet the things on that level of vibration that you want to attract into your life. It's not hard. It's simple to do. It's also simple not to do. But you're surrounded by people who are focused on encouraging you and helping you develop to help you achieve your goals. The same way as you showing up on these calls, your interaction, your communication is helping others achieve their goals. Together we are stronger. Together we can achieve this. The only reason why we've got all this with YDS new update is because we came together with some people in the community and said, will you help us create this? Like, that's why it came. Because Beth and I could have created something and delivered it, and you all went, ugh. We don't resonate with that. So these are the important parts. So, okay, thank you. Yes, you're keeping me on track here. What's the growth rate for next week? Share your communication in that document, and because of what's happening with Mark and the YDS thing, and this is something else I just wanted to touch on. Mark once said that it would be wise for us to create a video that is promoting YDS. So what I would like in the video is each of you to share something, not necessarily a testimonial, but maybe something like, I'm part of your desired success. I'm on my journey to achieve my desired success. Like, just a one-liner, which makes people feel like there's other people. It's not just Martin or whatever presenting it. So we're going to think around how we're going to deliver it. We're going to think around the communication with it. And we're going to create maybe a 2-minute video. That's one of our next things. But right now for Beth and I, it's really working with Mark to get everything functioning. But that's the thing that's been in the back of my mind of putting that forward to you all. And also just to note that what we're actually going to have is a presentation for joining YDS and the value people are going to receive and who we're looking for. And that's going to be hosted twice a week, in a morning and an evening, to do both time zones. So you can invite your people to those calls, and they are solely introduction and enrolling calls. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Yes, Adam. I don't know if Adam's still with us or not.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Sorry. You must have said Adam and you just cut out. So I didn't hear you. Cool. Sorry. Just while I remember, I'm wondering whether, and this is something you'd see, Martin, in Anagic, is that they have like a style guide for banners and logos, etc. And I'm wondering whether when we're posting things, whether we can actually, and whether we should be doing this, is putting the Noble Goldman logo, whether it be, even if it's in a post with an emoji and so forth, as part of our posting, and a trail of the branding and the power behind Noble Goldman. So if we're all posting with this logo, people are actually seeing the power of the branding and then connecting to seeing, well, oh, what's this about? But at the moment, there's no branding or attachment to any of what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's a good point. We actually are working on that. Beth's been working even on a background for the Zoom things that you can have and stuff. All that stuff is coming, and it's a really good point. I'm glad you brought it up. So what we intend to do is to launch officially YDS with the option for background templates for you to do things as well. Even if on your profile picture and all that stuff, that the intention is there to create that. And it's a really good point to create that level of branding. because as Mark really said and wants to put forward, NG is the tool. You're joining YDS. You know, the value is YDS. We are going to build and this is, as I said to Lisa the other day, this is no disrespect to anybody, any other community or team in NG, but we are going to build the largest, most powerful, highest vibration community in Noble Goldman, where the energy overflows and people are organically attracted and want to be a part of what we're creating. That's what we are creating and what we will create. Okay, so naturally that has so many different elements to it, and you all come in with your ideas is going to help bring that together and add more value to help that go on a wider scale out there to basically to the world. So we are working on a few things. We're working on some strategies. We'll be teaching you, if you want to run paid adverts, how to do that to get people through your funnels and stuff. It's all coming, but as I've always said, especially this year, at the beginning of this year, it will be October before we actually see NG functioning super efficiently. So right now, our chance is to really get all of this foundation built strongly, get clear on our desire, get clear on what we're going to do, how we're going to show up, what we're going to give in order to achieve that, and it'll work out. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you all. But things like that, everybody, just see where that Adam just shared then, are important, because we're all seeing things at different angles right now. And Beth and I are very much in the creation, so we need that input from the outside to just like, it's kind of like when you're making the mortar to lay the bricks, you need to throw a bit of sand in, you need to throw a bit of cement in, you need to throw a bit of water in, and it comes together. So you can tell somebody was a builder. Quantum Elite are hosting a party today to celebrate 6 months of the vault. Maybe too late for AU. The details. Oh yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I saw something around that. I found it interesting, the wording that Tony used, around 6,000 members, as if it was just those guys that created it. But yeah, that's all. That's so if people want to go into school.
Yeah, they've put on this celebration for everybody. Yes, it's at 4 a.m. Carly. It's a party. We party all night. Yeah. But they're giving away some great prizes. There's several coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions are being offered by their members. So it's a great way to bring people up.
So you see all these ideas that are going through the NG community, we can attach to some of these and put them throughout what we offer. So guys, I'm gonna go. I'll drop the growth work into the chat, but I'm gonna go and crack on because I've got to get ready for the other call in half an hour, 40 minutes. So thank you all for your time, your energy, staying on overtime as well. I do apologize for going overtime, but I appreciate you all on that. And any questions, any concerns, any ideas, remember chat group and YDS Facebook group.
Sasha, okay. Sasha, don't put it in the YDS chat. It will get lost. Martin has just created a Google Doc and he'll put the link in afterwards. So if you're going to put your messages and your emails into the Google Doc, not the chat. Trying to do it in the chat is too hard. So it'll be in a Google Doc, and that way you can change it live if you need to.
And we'll get that link for that.
I've literally just posted it now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I have a lot to put in it.
Awesome.
Good on you. Well done. Fantastic, everybody. So, and by the way, Susanna and Sasha, as well as Antje, I'll touch base with you. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you, everybody.
All righty. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.